What would you give me?
Alright, who are we?
Not Sober Talks.
We are not Sober Talks. I'm Victoria.
I'm gonna eat.
I'm gonna eat this.
And y'all know how it be, baby. Okay, so let's kick it off. Anyone got any good questions for us today? Any experiences recently we want to share with the group?
I want to share something because I had this experience right now.
But
would you take your shoes off in the club if your feet really hurt that bad?
No. That floor is nasty.
I'm talking about like your feet hurt, bro.
I'd rather sit my ass down for the rest of the night than fucking take my
floor.
Not on the floor. What club did you go to? The one I went to, there was actually chairs.
I'm just kidding.
Oh, I don't know. The one I went to had chairs, so like.
He has chairs in VIP.
Now there was chairs everywhere at this club. But, I would have rather.
He went to Urapan.
I don't know. I've never been to a club, so I couldn't.
Yeah, but if you see those nasty ass floors, you'd rather sit your ass down for the rest of the night too, Bessie.
They got gin and juice. Some people's juices from the way they be humping each other.
Oh yeah. No, I wasn't.
Did you take them off?
Fuck no, I wanted to. Dude, my feet are literally like burning right now.
This is red.
But I said no, thank you.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Not with those nasty floors.
Because if I think about it, like, no matter how much my feet hurt, like, I wouldn't take them off in the bathroom, and that's like how like the club would feel to me.
Oh, the club floors are worse than the bathroom floors.
Yeah, no.
Way worse.
Yeah, then 100%. No.
I remember me and my mom were dancing. We just kept getting stuck to napkins. Like there's napkins everywhere.
Right here. Yes, it's ghetto.
Fun ghetto.
That's what you get. Fucking
Did
up
you
my
lock
chair.
it?
Other one. It is locked, but she fucked up my chair. That's why
Fuck up your chair.
I need to buy a new one.
And I'm not paying for it.
I know.
I'm just kidding.
Broke ass. Anyways.
Put that out. No, I'm just kidding.
Anyways.
Yes.
Alright, recent experiences. I know someone has one.
Oh yeah, I got some juicy ass tea, man.
And she got the
I got
screenshots.
receipts too. We gonna pull these shit up real quick.
Alright, start from the beginning.
Okay.
Who are we talking about?
You don't know him.
Okay, so it's a new guy. What's something significant that I would know him by? I fucking killed that fly. What the fuck?
Body count higher than my expectations. Yeah. No. This
Body
shit-
count higher than my expectations.
Yeah. I was like, first of all, I didn't need to know that.
I'm gonna name him Mr. Body.
Yeah, good idea.
Body.
Yeah, so we were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it was like very on and off. Like we just weren't talking because like it was constantly like he was constantly disappearing, and it was constantly something traumatic happening.
How long has this been going on?
I mean,
2 years, 3 years?
No, it definitely hasn't even been years. Probably like months. But like it was constantly like on and off, and it was constantly like every time he would disappear, it was constantly something traumatic. So it was like at that point, it was like kind of like that's the worst part. It wasn't even like
he was a pygmy.
No, it was worse than that, man. Okay, so it was just constantly like, oh, like this happened. I ended up in the hospital. Like, oh, I was in rehab, like shit like that, and I was like,
no, not the rehab. It's not looking crazy.
Red flag. Red
no,
flag.
but it was literally like it would be like he would say that, and then I would like find out shit that didn't add up to his dates.
Uh-huh.
So up until mid-June, we were still like kind of on and off talking. But here's the but.
If I'm ever on another podcast, sorry, go ahead.
This girl texted me. So I had posted something because we had stopped talking. We had got to stop talking again, and I posted something. I was just fucking around, but it was like one thing about us is we'll never leave each other alone. And then he had reposted it, but then I noticed he deleted it, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why did he delete it? So I texted him, I'm like, hey, why'd you delete this? He's like, no, I didn't. Like I swear, like I didn't even know how that happened. Like I didn't delete it. Like why would I delete it?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I feel like you're fucking lying to me right now.
Mr. Suspicious.
So
Mr. Buddy.
So as soon as he deletes that shit, some girl requested to follow me on my spam. So, like, before I said anything, like, I clicked on her profile, and he followed her. So I was like, do you know her? And he's like, oh, that's my ex, block her, like, you know, she's weird, block her. And I was like, no.
I'll find out. Can you open the door for Bamba?
He was like, block her, like, you know, like, she's being weird, like, he's like, block her. Come on. And I was like, I don't think I will. So I texted her, and I was like, do I know you? And she said no, but I saw my boyfriend repost the story you posted.
Ooh.
And I was like, your boyfriend? Who's your boyfriend? She says his name.
Mr. Body.
Mr. Body.
She says Mr. Body. And I was like, what the fuck? So after that, I texted her back. I'm gonna go back to the full conversation because I found some shit more earlier. So I said, can't compete where you don't compare. Please stay in your lane, love. Like, I was like, girl, what the fuck? I was like, what's going on here? She sent me fucking screenshot. This man tells her, hey, I'm sorry. I was gonna block her and then dash told you that's not an excuse, but I don't want anyone other than you. That's what he told her. And she told him, I only want you, but how come when I confronted her, she denied everything and blocked me? And it's okay, I'm used to it by now, lol. He says, I know, but I'm sorry, I do love you. I can't tell you that because I don't know, I blocked her. And she said, I used to fuck with her before she fucked both of my cousins, but I guess I was pressing her and she just blocked me. And this is why I don't post when I'm in a relationship. And the only reason I found out was because of Rosie. Oh shit. I don't even know who the fuck that is.
Sandy Cheek. No one knows who that is.
If we don't know, y'all don't know. I'll just say that.
Sent me the screenshots. And he said, well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that in the first place. And she goes, it's fine, trust me, people have done worse to me, and he goes, but that's the thing though, all I wanted to do is treat you right. And she goes, and you did, so it's fine. I was like, and then she's like, I did it though. And she goes, you treated me better than my ex who cheated on me multiple times. And I was like, girl, our expectations are low. And then he's like, I didn't want it to be called your ex, I wanted to be with you for good. I didn't want to lose you. And then she goes, you didn't lose me. And then he said,
why did we have their conversation? I'm confused on that.
Because this is what she sent me. This is what she sent me. And so she said, you didn't lose me. He goes, did I? And she says, you didn't. I thought you didn't like me no more, so I thought I lost you. And he said, I don't like you. I love you. And then she goes, I love you too, but you positive you blocked her. He says, yeah, why? And she goes, just making sure. And the day before she sent me the screenshot says yesterday at 7:34 p.m. he says, so what are we? And then she put, what do you want to be? I can't see the rest of the screenshots because that's what she like stopped sending me. And then I asked
embarrassed. Her, she is so embarrassed.
No, but that means that while he was talking to her,
he was also talking to her, asking her what they were gonna be.
But also think about it, like if he was talking to her, who was the other girl? Because he didn't block her.
So between that conversation and that, I texted him. And I said, what did I say? I said, okay, so I was asking him, I was like, oh, like, I sent him the screenshots. I was like, so what is this? And then he goes, she's blocked. What do you mean? I was like, it says yesterday, so you straight up lied to me. And he's like, I'll admit, I texted that and then blocked her right after, and I didn't mean any of it. But he texts weird, so that's not exactly what it said. It said, I ain't mean none of it. That's what it says. I'm just trying to make it English, you know? And so I put, so how do I know you mean it with me? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, you say you don't mean any of it, but that's the stuff you're telling me too. I was like, do you mean it with me, or are you just fucking around? And he says, obviously I wouldn't stay up waiting for a call from you. So I'm still texting this girl, and I'm like, have you guys ever linked? And she said, no, not yet, but he blocked me as soon as I texted you. And I was like, I know he did, LOL, because I asked him, do you know who she is? And then he's like, no. And I was like, so why do you follow her? And he's like, oh, I didn't even know I followed her. And then he blocked her. So I was like, it's fucking weird. And then she says, it's weird though, because he cheated on me with another girl. So I'm like, oh, so now there's another bitch involved. And she sends me a screenshot where he's in this girl's live, and he tells her on his other account. Okay, he has 2 different accounts apparently. So on this account, he says, but your choice is your choice. Just know I do love you. And this girl responds, I don't know what to believe anymore. Mr. Body.
Mr. Body.
So I said, yeah, trust me, I've caught him up a couple of times. And she said, to be honest, I did like him, but I've been cheated on multiple times and I'm tired of it. And if he's gonna cheat, at least be slick about it. And I was like, oh, that's funny, because I had just confronted him about deleting the repost of my story. And he said, yeah, I think he deleted it because I saw it on this account. On my other one, he has me blocked from his story. And I was like, I figured, LOL. But he'll learn that karma's a bitch. You deserve better than that. And I put, I wish you the best. And then she goes, thanks, you too. Quick question, did he block you? And I said, no. And she said, oh, okay, just me then. I said, I'll show you. I would show you, but he said, but you deserve better. And she's like, just show me, please. So I showed her. I was like, I don't know what's right, man, but... And then she's like, yeah, funny how he couldn't say it to me directly. And I was like, hurry, beat him up. And I was like, don't worry about him. He'll learn his lesson. And she goes, oh, no, I know that. And I know how, but thanks. So, this is where she gets interesting, then.
This is like teeing up.
I am, like, just going through our old messages and screenshotting shit. Tuesday. Okay, no. We kind of, like, went on this thing, and, like, I was going through his following, because I was like, this is really weird, like, you know, I was going through his following, and I found a picture, a girl had a picture of him as her profile picture, and I was like, what the fuck? So, click on it, and the date says 5/31/23, and I was like, So I go back to his account, and that's just 5/31/23. And I was like, wait, but we were still talking in June. And I was like, so how the fuck are these dates correlating? And if I was in June when this man got caught up with this other girl, so that means he was talking to the other girl at the same time he was talking to us two. I was like, wait, okay, so math. And it was just like, everything was starting to fucking add up. So I started taking screenshots, and I requested to follow this girl. And as soon as I requested to follow this girl, she fucking, like, straight up blocked me. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, I think that he has her login and he saw my name pop up and he was like, let me block her before she gets to tell her shit, because I'm pretty sure now he knows that I know about other girls. So now I'm going to tell him about both girls.
Or he did the same thing and said, oh, that's my ex. She's weird.
Yeah, that's my ex. She's weird. Block her. So I just started screenshotting all messages. And Tuesday, June 6th, I was just fucking around with him because he was being, like, really dry and weird. So I said, what bitch you talking to that you're being dry with me? And then he goes, no one, what the fuck? And I said, I'm like, where are you? And he's like, playing pool with my sister. And he sends me a picture. I was like, that's nice. And he's like, yeah, where you at? And I was like, my house. He's like, you better be. And I was like, girl, shut the fuck up. Anyways. So, like, these are just messages, like, good morning. Like, all this is, like, June. Again, it's like messages weren't even that, like, there. They were, like, all in June.
Enough. Like, he was still talking to her.
In June. Like, this one says Monday, June 5th at 4:11. And then this one, I was like, I said, but I still need you. And he said, and I need you from here on out, no more leaving on my part, no matter what. And I'm trying to communicate better. I said, okay, good, I need that from you. And he's like, I promise. I was like, Pete promise. He said, Pete promise. I said, okay, good. So June 5th, I texted him good morning, like, we were still talking. He was, he said, how'd you sleep? And I said, okay, what about you? He said, good, because you were on the phone. This man was being, like, all lovey-dovey and shit.
For him to be talking to other bitches.
Let me not talk about that. Oh, then this man was, like, getting married when I graduate. I was like, what? And then he's like, you're taking my last name. And he said my name with his last name, which was also the name of the crazy stalker ex. So I was like, last name. What the fuck? And he's like, that Loki sounds nice. And then...
You're like, I think it could be better.
So yeah, I was like, girl, be so fucking for real right now. This is the girl that texted me. So I was like, that's really crazy to me. I said the same thing. I was like, oh yeah. So before that, I had taken like screenshots of all our messages. Like, that is what I had done to him.
Girl, that's the man.
Yeah. No, terrible. I know. Oh,
he
this
was
was
like a sack of potatoes that's been thrown around.
Anyways, this thing, like, this was what he was talking to me. He was like, I'm sorry, I'm beautiful. I was like 4, and he's like, everything, I didn't want to hurt you. Like, I've been trying to better myself, and like all shit like that. And
She literally.
This man says, "I would never do anything to hurt you." And oh, this was a conversation we had a long time ago. Where he was like, "Do you have a passport?" And I was like, "No." And I was like, "Why?" And then he was like, "Oh, because we're away out of town. My grandma wanted you to come with us." I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, well, "Okay, no." And then he was talking about like
about her the fuck.
Yeah, telling your family about me and then fucking like doing shit like that is fucking grimy as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And one time we were talking, he posted
specify
this
which
shit.
one. Bro, that's the man.
Yes, I know. He's fucking ugly. I get it.
That's despicable.
Oh, I never
You put
showed
3 of y'all with that face?
Snacks?
No, you ate them all.
First and only girl I will ever call money. Mommy.
Come on, man.
Oh, I was like, that's embarrassing screenshot.
Any money? Yeah.
Oh, these are the screenshots from Crazy Stalker X, bro.
Can I go make me 2 eggs real quick? Okay.
And yeah, so I was like, I know you're fucking lying right now, bro. And like, I had fucking screenshots of every single fucking message. Very, very crazy shit.
We don't have to get into the stalker one right now.
Oh no, definitely not getting into the stalker one right now.
You really that man.
Hey! Get them away, bruh.
Bro,
Anyways,
Where
so...
do you meet these men at? I'm sorry.
the
Question
most
like,
horrendous of places.
where do you meet these? Like, you have so many. Where do you meet them?
I don't even know anymore.
You're Mrs. Body.
I'm being traumatized.
I'm just kidding.
Trump is crazy. Whoa,
I always say that
I'm gonna call you roll call.
I always get like I have a gut feeling that I always get my parents' bad relationship fucking karma. Like all the relationships they fucked over and all that shit. I feel like all that karma's falling onto me. Like I'm just taking the hits for all of it, man. Especially my fucking father, man. Well, actually, I don't have one, but you know, if I did, it would be his fault.
Sperm donor 223.
223. ID number.
74.
I don't even know his birthday.
Okay, so this is a good question. Would you ever let your significant other call you mommy?
No.
Like, as an actual thing?
If you were just constantly walking around like, mommy, I'm gonna be like, no.
Like, you guys don't have a kid together. You don't have a kid together.
Yeah. First of all, I'd
Like
be
when
like,
you
I have
walk
no
around
children.
and call me mommy.
Like, hey, mommy.
I don't give a shit.
I'd find it a little weird. I'd be like,
I'd rather that than hey bitch.
Why wouldn't
Well,
let him
that's
call me
a-
bitch either?
This
If
is
you call me
worse.
bitch, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? The door's right there.
Like, no. I wouldn't. Ew.
Mommy.
I think it's okay to joke.
Mommy.
Like, be like.
Yeah.
Like, to joke around with it. But
Like,
like,
hey,
be
mommy.
like, for real. Like, for real. Like, he's like, oh, what's up, mommy?
What about mommy?
No.
Mommy MAMI.
That's what I call my mother. No.
Mommy.
I don't want to mama.
That's why I can't even call my mother that anymore. Because I was like, y'all ruined this shit for me. Like, what the fuck?
Look at mama. Oma.
Not mommy. Maybe like mommy. Mommy. The Spanish version.
You want the mommy?
Uh-huh.
Nah, that sounds like too, like,
But still like.
what is the word I'm looking for?
Maternal.
No, it's giving, like, when they, like, fucking catcall you in the streets. Like, in
What
Mexico,
about,
like,
like,
that's
hola
what they're
hermosa?
using.
Hermosa? That's fine.
No, I feel like
that's
they-
so basic Mexican.
I mean, it is basic Mexican, but, like, if that's, like, imagine, like, he doesn't know Spanish and that's what he calls you, that'd be, like, you'd be like, oh, that's so cute.
Mhm.
Like, my boyfriend calls me beautiful, but if, like, he every now and then he's like, hermosa, I'd be like, oh.
Oh, I like when guys say mi amor.
Bro.
I don't like that one.
I think you just don't like Spanish guys.
So you just
I love
hate
me some Spanish guys these days. I think I love
these days?
No, I really think I like Spanish guys more than white guys because I was going
I
through
would
a white
hope so.
guy's phase. No, like for real.
Finally.
For real.
Thank the Lord.
Yes,
I've just been seeing so many white guys that looks like Mr. Toxic. What should we name him?
Devil.
Heathen.
Demon spawn or demon
Spawn of
hybrid.
Satan.
Oh yeah, that looks like
Voldemort.
Every white guy, bro. That ass looks like
Basic white
Voldemort
guy.
to me, and I'm like,
Voldemort.
why was I so attracted to that?
Voldemort.
So
I
Voldemort.
think we
And
all
so
question
like,
you a little bit.
I really haven't been like into white guys lately.
I wonder why.
She's healing. She's finally healing.
Oh, it's coming through.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. So I really am into like Hispanics these days.
Mm-hmm.
I'm into no one these
There's
days.
this
Fuck
guy.
everybody. Fuck
There's
bitches get
this guy
money.
at my job. He's so cute to me. But I can look at people, Jesus Christ. But what ruined it was one of my cashiers was like, "Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he's a fucking asshole." And I was like, "Why?" And she told me like a whole story, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah,
And then she's like, "And he has a kid," and I said,
"Oh." She said double.
"No
Oh.
stepmommy duties."
No.
But
No, I remember one time. That's okay. I feel like kids is like a touchy topic, but like one time I met this really amazing guy, and then I found out he had a kid. I was like, it wasn't like.
pause. Would you date a guy, sleep with a guy, whatever it is?
That's
if
why.
you had kids?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
So,
that's
like,
what you said.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so we started talking, like, this guy was walking to, like, an hour and a half to go see me at school, like, for, like, 30 minutes. Because that's, like, I would have my mom drop me off early, and he would just go fucking walk to see me.
Do you have a car?
He didn't have a car. Because he was still, like, looking... Well, he had a job, but it wasn't, like, a great paying job, like, enough to just,
And he
like...
had a kid.
And he has a kid. And the mother was kind of being, like, a bitch and, like, kind of trying to make him pay child support, knowing he doesn't make a lot of money. And, like, he would always, like, ask her, like, oh, like, do you have this? And she'd be like, yeah, but it's from my house, so you have to buy your own stuff. So, like, she was constantly, like, I was like, what? I was like, okay.
So did he not pay anything for the kid?
No, he did. That's the thing. Like, he had, like, the kid at his house. Like, he
So
he slept literally in the living room in his mother's house because they had moved in together. Because, again, they had a kid together. They had moved in together, but then when they broke up, he ended up back at his mom's house because, again, not great paying job, had a kid. So he ended up at his mom's house. He was sleeping in the living room. He literally had, like, a whole dresser for his kid full of clothes. Like, he had him toys, like, everything. Like, all necessities for a kid. So, like, he was always putting this kid before himself. So, like, it was cute. So, every time he would go see me, like, he'd be like, do you want anything? I'd be like, no. Like, I didn't want to, like, him to go out his way to get me anything or to, like, spend more of his money. So, I was like, no, it's good. Like, every single time he showed up with a drink and chips for me. Because he asked me, like... Because one time he had a bag of chips, and I was like, I'm looking crazy some of those now. And he brought them to me the next time he saw me. And I was like, okay, for sure. So, like, he had this kid, and I was like, at first I was like, like, this guy has a whole kid. Like, do I really want to be with him? But it was like, this guy's fucking amazing. Like, he's a great dad. He's a great guy in general. Like, so I was like, maybe it's worth it. Like, at the end, things didn't work out because... I tend to fuck up the good things, and I keep around the bad ones. So, at the time, I was, like, going through a little phase, and I just, like, kind of ghosted him. And then I felt really bad afterwards, but he was a great guy. So, like, I feel like it's a certain touchy subject.
Bring back the baby daddy.
I feel like it's a certain, like touchy subject, because it's, like, some guys are fathers, and some guys are fathers. So, it's, like, there's the dads, and there's the fathers. So, it's, like, just... guy who happened to make a kid, and there's the guy who's actually there for the kid. So it's like, this guy was like a father. The other guy's just dads. So like, if it was just like a dad, I'd be like, no. Like, if he was just there and like, he wasn't taking care of his kid, or he wasn't like offering to help with the kid, like, I'd be like, you clearly don't give a fuck about anything.
Okay. You?
Absolutely not. Because, like, it's not just the kid that you have to worry about. It's also the baby mama. Like, you never know which... If you have an ex, or you're dating somebody who has an ex, you don't know how the fuck their exes act. Now, if you have if you're dating somebody and they have an ex with your kid, it's like a whole different story, motherfucker. You can't block that bitch. You know what I mean? You have to have that hoe in her life, regardless of if she's, like, cool... Or not, you know what I mean? And you don't know who you're getting at the end of the day. So you got a kid, fuck it, like, bye.
That's what.
That's
one of the things I was thinking of.
Yeah,
and
no,
I'm not.
she threatened child support on him because she found out that like me and him were talking.
That's what I'm saying.
Like and so she was like,
these
she was
bitches
like,
still in love with their exes.
Make you pay child support, and I was like,
No.
what the fuck?
Okay. So I was saying her about this girl I knew earlier. We'll call her teen pregnancy. So what are we gonna call her?
Teen pregnancy. What do you call her? Teen mom. God
Damn it.
I got you.
Thank you.
We'll call her TM for TM. TM. Alright, so this TM, she had a baby right when she was like going to junior year, early senior year, around that time, with this other guy. Okay, so they're still together for a little bit, but then they end up like breaking up, and they have a whole ass kid together. And the reason they ended up breaking up is because TM, like, he would beat TM. Like, he would beat her. So he would, like, she broke up with him, and then she was like, you can still see our daughter, but, like, we're not getting back together. Straight up. And then, so, TM was the main caretaker of the baby. So,
As they usually are.
yeah. Her mom would do, like, a lot of it, and her. And, like, it was always, like, with her. So, the baby. And so, TM's ex, like, he would, like, be like, oh, you don't ever let me see her, da-da-da-da. But, like, TM would be like, you could always come see her. But, she, like, TM was like, oh, you also need to, like, help pay for child support, because, like, he was never there. And she was like, I'm doing, like, all this on my own. Like, I'm working my job. I'm still doing school, like, this and that. And she even went to go into college or whatnot. So, TM's ex has been, like, he was trying to get back with her. Hella. But she was like, no, you're, like, never there for us. Or, like, you beat me. And when she started talking to this new guy, and this new guy liked her a lot. Like, he liked the baby a lot. And, like, he was, like, there for her. And when TM's ex found out, like, he threatened the guy. And he was like, I'm going to beat your ass. Like, you can't stay near her. Like, that's my girl. And then TM's like, well, we're not a thing. And then he's like, oh, you never, like, I'm going to file for custody for the baby or whatnot. And, like, this whole thing happened. And I was like, what the freak? And she almost got back with him because of that. And then she broke it off with the guy she was seeing because of that. Like, because he was threatening them. Like, he would, like literally, like, stalk her. Because he knew where she was. Because he knew where she lived. Like, they were together for a hot minute before they had their kid. So she doesn't end up getting back with him or whatnot. And I just clicked on the story today, and TM had another baby. I'm like, who?
TM had another baby with crazy stalker boy?
I don't know who the baby's daddy is. And I'm
definitely
him. That's exactly why we don't know who the baby daddy is.
I hope it's not him. I was like, yo. And I was like,
wild.
no. She's cool. Like, props to her, but I'm like, damn, how can you have a baby?
Stupid, though.
The two at this age is crazy.
Oh, she's our age. Yeah, she's our age.
That's rough.
But I was like,
this is crazy.
Like, she's cool enough, but I'm like, get your head on your shoulder, please. If one wasn't enough for her.
grip on it.
Get
That's
grip
crazy.
on life, homie.
Well,
Yeah, but no, fuck them dudes with baby mamas. Sorry, but it ain't for me. I ain't no stepmom.
So that was the case where the baby mom wasn't crazy. The baby daddy was crazy.
Well, still, it's the same shit. Like,
But I'm just saying. I'm like,
you know.
that's where it came from.
And then also, like, this kid gonna look at me and start calling me mama one day. Like, no, thank you. Go to
You
your
did not
real.
come out of my
Go to your real mommy. I ain't it.
You won't call me Alexis.
Cause I don't fuck with you. And I just push them in their head.
No.
Yeah. No, personally for me, no thank you. I don't care how old your kid is.
I don't want kids in general, so I'm not having yours either. Like,
I'm
at the point, like, I wouldn't even adopt right now. Because I can't deal with kids.
I would adopt an older kid. Not, like, a young kid. Like, I'd adopt, like, already. Because that's actually, like, that's where it's, like, more difficult. Because everyone wants, like, oh, I want a baby so I can raise them. Like, but it's, like, again, those older kids that are just below 18 are about to be kicked out of fucking foster care. Like, those are the kids that, like, genuinely need fucking help. Like, because that's, like, nobody's ever, like, oh, I want to adopt an older kid.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's always like, oh, I want to adopt a baby. Like, oh, my God, is there no babies? Okay, I'm not adopting then. Like, it's always, like, adopting a baby or, like, a young, like, 3 up to, like, 4 years old. And then after that, they're just kind of like, no, I don't think so. Because they're so, like, people are so, like, stuck on this idea that kids who are older can't change anymore. Like, they're just stuck like that forever. And I feel like that's not the case at all. Like, I feel like I've changed a lot since, like, growing up. Like, I feel like I've really shifted kind of in mindsets and, like, all that. So it's, like, I feel like it's not necessarily like, oh, you're stuck like that forever because you're already 10 years old. Like, girl, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
100%. But no, I used to be like, oh yeah, I would adopt. Like, I never wanted kids of my own, but then I was like, yeah, I would adopt. But now, I'm to the point where I wouldn't even adopt. I can't deal with kids. I know I teach them. I teach them, but I teach them with the help of a lot of people, and it's only like 2 hours. And even then, like, they drain the crap out of me.
Those kids can get overwhelming.
So, that's, like, another big reason, like, I wouldn't want kids. So, on that, like, see, like, even if it, like...
Fuck them children.
Knowing how much I love you here, if he already had a kid of his own, I wouldn't be with him. Because I don't want kids. I don't want kids.
It's like, damn.
Did you say...
I said, damn.
But...
said absolutely not.
Because that's 100% a deal breaker for me. 100%.
She'd be like, you have a kid. Bye.
Can anyone else think of any, like, big deal breakers? Like, that's, like, absolutely not.
Not cutting your toenails.
You're so real for that.
100%.
No. Poor hygiene is the biggest fucking deal breaker for me. Like,
100%.
if I get around you and you're just like,
Every time.
Like this.
Every time. I know we all have our bad days, but if
it's like
all
every
the
time I
time,
see you and I'm just have to be like, constantly, I'm like, no, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
If you smell like you don't know how to shower,
This
not
motherfucker
gonna work.
smelled me in yesterday's podcast and I still feel offended. Why would you
fucking
smell
around.
me,
You
bro?
said you
Why
smelled
would you
like
smell
roses
me?
and daisies.
yeah, so I was like,
She wanted to whiff with a.
and then you were like, I smell like a
rosebush.
dream, and I was like,
Smell
well,
like
more like
a
a nightmare, but yeah.
fucking
Not
dream.
more like a nightmare.
I did say more like a nightmare.
Oh,
Because you were like, I smell like a dream, and I was like, more like a nightmare.
Because I would die if I smelled, to be honest.
No, you didn't smell.
I know,
You
but
just
why
said
do you
you
smell
Because
me?
you said you smell like roses and daisies. So I was like, no.
Not that one. What's another big deal breaker?
I
think-
not having a car.
Oh, in your age, yeah.
Yeah, your age group, yeah. I'm like,
100%.
you are this age and you don't have a car? I'm like,
I think our age, parents are different, so it might be harder to get a car. Like, for me, it was easy. For you, all you did was get a car. But some of them, they're, like, paying all this shit on top of that. Maybe... If you're dating a man that, like, doesn't have a car and doesn't do shit, then that's worthless.
You know who you are. No, I'm just kidding.
A motorcycle's fine. Like,
no.
that's something-
I mean, he has a motorcycle and a car, though.
A
But, like,
motorcycle's fine.
that's not what I was talking about. I'm talking about...
If you got an electric bike,
I'd be pushing it a little bit.
afterwards, sketchy territory.
The fucking
No.
the bird scooters?
It needs to be something I could ride with them on.
I'm dead.
Where you can get groceries in. When you
No,
can put
you
stuff in it.
can't
Like,
really get groceries on a
Soccer X?
motorcycle.
yeah, you can. But, like...
Anyways, he
You
has
don't
a
have
car
a car.
aside from that, though.
Okay.
But anyways, Brady Stalker didn't have a car, didn't have a job, didn't want to work, didn't even want to go to school. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? And I was...
Did he live with his mom or something?
Yes, he very
Well,
much...
yeah,
did.
they were, like, what,
We
16?
were 16 years old. I had already bought my own fucking car, though. Like, I was working my ass off, like, fucking day and night, working
Like,
fucking
at
42
16,
hours
if
a
you're
week.
not, like, if you don't want to go to school, what the fuck are you doing?
At 16 is fucking crazy. Like, this man was
Like,
like, I just want
literally-
to sell drugs. I was like...
Nah. That's a deal
I
breaker
say
for
we
me.
throw his name out there so the feds can get him.
So the feds get him and nobody else falls for it.
Yeah.
A deal breaker is disrespecting my boundaries with alcohol and drugs. Stuff like that. So,
Another deal breaker
What
for me
about-
is pressuring me when I say no.
yeah.
I'll be like,
That's
you
a
know,
big deal
fuck you,
breaker.
bitch, out of you. Yeah, because I remember constantly saying no, and this man was like, oh, you must not love me, or oh, you must be doing it with somebody else. What?
That's crazy.
I don't know. I mean, drugs is a big no for me. But, like, what about a cigar?
I said breaking my battery. So if they're like, hey, you want a cigar? And I'm like, yeah, I want one.
No. They do cigars. Like, they never say, hey, like...
That's fine.
No, you live your life, man. But don't
What
try to,
about
like,
weed?
force me to live.
That's
with
fine.
You.
I
Really?
think...
Weed?
Yeah.
As long as you're not, like, on fucking acid and shit, I'll be like...
The reason I would let weed is because they can do it in increments. And as long as they're not, like, sky high all the time. Maybe they want a little bit before bed. I'm chill with it. You know?
Not because a little bit before bed is kind of crazy.
No,
That's
I
every
actually
day.
met a guy that was like that. Like, he's like, honestly, he's like, I don't smoke it a lot. He's like, but I just, like, smoke before I go to... Like, he's like, because... I forgot what he said he had, but he was like, this helps me relax and, like, stay calm. I'm like, okay, you know what? If that's what helps you out, like, you do you, man.
As long as it doesn't smell when I'm trying to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Only for stuff like that. Not just because you want to feel good, feel the high. No. But no. Like, that's not...
So, no, it's just like, oh, I want to do drugs.
Like, I don't do it. So don't put it on me and be like, hey, you have some... Da-da-da-da. Like, if one day, yeah, maybe I want to try it, then I want to try it safe space with people. But right now, like, no. And weed, I'm fine. That's fine. Smoking, fucking hate smoking. Cigarettes, I hate it. And I wouldn't think it's a deal breaker, because say if my boyfriend starts smoking cigarettes, I wouldn't be like, oh. But if he constantly smells like that, I'm like, you're gonna have to stop eventually, or else, like, you're gonna fuck me up. Because I got fucked up lungs.
I'd be like, sir, get some new clothes at the closet.
Like,
Real
I
quick.
gotta
go.
I go to my other girl's house, y'all know who I'm talking about, where they chimneys in there. And every time I come back, and, like, it's bad. Like, I can't breathe. So, you'd literally be killing me if you were doing it. So, it'd be like, obviously, no.
Yeah, if every man was ever, like, injecting himself from me, I'm like...
100% no hard drugs. No meth, no cocaine, no crystals, no...
You want my food?
The only drug is Mary Jane that I would let them.
I don't really fuck with Mary Jane though either.
You wouldn't let your significant other do it?
I'd be like, you know,
I
that's fine. As long as... I'd be like...
I think a cigar is different. A cigar is very, like, classy, if that makes sense, you know?
Does it smell?
Some cigars smell, yeah, but it's not like... I don't
Why
really
is that? Because your boyfriend is...
No. I mentioned it because I thought of that.
Yeah.
And, like, cigars aren't that big of a deal to me. They never
Bro,
really
get
have
you
been.
free. What did you do?
Oh, they never really have been, but weed, I don't care for the smell of weed.
That's exactly
It's a drug to me, so I don't really think people should be doing it. But cigars, like, how often do you smoke a cigar?
I hope not often.
Not often, you know what I mean?
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't mind if it was like once every week where I don't smell it. You know?
Once every week is a lot, though.
But that's also the thing. Sometimes.
Well, I'm talking about cigars.
Oh yeah.
And
That's still a lot.
No, but like
once a week. Once a week. That's not a lot.
You do cigars when you go out with your like homies on a fucking random ass vacation.
True that.
You know?
But I'm saying like for cigarettes. Cigarettes are more conventional.
Oh,
like,
cigarettes? No, never do cigarettes.
No, cigarettes like straight.
Some
like
people,
my
hella packs.
My fucking grandpa, like to this fucking day, goes through like a fucking pack of cigarettes a day. And
See, no, because that's killing
disgusting.
you. Like, no, I couldn't do that.
I was like, what the fuck, man? So the thing about marijuana, sometimes it's medical.
Yeah, a lot of times it's medical. And cigarettes, what do they do for you?
Right. Realistically,
So
they're
I'm
like,
more like
the
no
nicotine
cigarettes
pill.
than I am more like no marijuana.
Because
I'm more
sometimes it's medical,
non-cigarettes.
sometimes it's like necessary. Like sometimes like arthritis patients, like a lot of them like smoke weed.
Or they
So
do
they
the
don't-
weed patches on them.
Yeah, so they don't feel the fucking pain. Because it could cause a lot of pain. So it's like sometimes the weed is used for pain.
I'm on the air of weed.
So it's like sometimes it can do that, or if like there's some like patients that are like it helps them relax.
Mm-hmm.
There's people that have PTSD, and this like helps them just kind of like go like in
Also,
other places.
like, my partner realistically wouldn't really have much of that stuff, but if it was like to calm the anxiety before bed or just relax the muscles before bed, I'm fine with that. Now, like I said earlier, I don't think there's any reason to do it during the day, cause
we're just like in the middle of dinner, and you're just like, let me go.
Yeah, and also I wouldn't want it like to smell.
Can I hear that knock?
Yeah, what's up?
Okay.
Hold on.
Hold on.
Please.
Intermission.
Okay.
There you go.
Alright.
Welcome back, bitches.
Well, we're there welcoming
They
us back.
didn't even see anything. They didn't
We
say,
sat
hold on.
down to the next one.
I'm here. Alright. So,
Weed.
yeah, I remember.
Ass titties, money, weed.
No, ass, titties, pussy, money, weed. Everybody look a killing spree.
No ring on my Glucky.
Give me. Anyways.
You is crazy.
I'm E. Why you look like that right now?
I'm gonna act like that right now.
She
too.
showed
fucking
up.
playing.
She pointed out Chucky, bro. That's crazy.
I'm gonna act like that right now too.
Crazy.
Keep fucking playing with me.
Nasty fast food incidents. She's worked fast food.
I had work fast food.
Today we had one. We went to Cane's and there was a fucking hair in her food.
Oh.
Yeah, I was like,
Did you take it back?
I sent it back. She was like, "No, it's okay." I said, "Fuck no, it's not okay."
I know, cause like I was
What'd
like
they say?
literally, I was literally.
They were like, "Oh no, okay." So the girl I gave it to, like originally, I was like, "Oh, there's a hair in the food," and she's like, "That's fucking disgusting." And I like straight up. And like,
Yeah, I thought so
Word.
too.
She was like, "Hold
Word.
on." She's like, "Hold on," and then she would just go to the other guy. She's like, "There's a hair in the food." Da, da. And then she's like, "Oh," and then she like goes and she's like, "I'm so sorry about that. I'll get you a whole new one right now." And then so she is, and then she gave it like put it at our table. And that was it.
Yeah, but it was so weird because I was literally just about to go for fry. I was like, wait, that's.
He was like, I'm
That's
just
a
gonna
hair.
eat around it.
Literally, I was like, no, it's okay. I'll just eat around it, man.
So good. I would die.
And then like I started looking at all the workers, and none of them had hairnets on, and a lot of them had long hair. Even the guys had long hair.
That's gross.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it was like a curly hair too. I was
Oh,
like,
it was me?
no, but it was,
It was
so nice.
short.
Like you
It
could
was like
see
a-
it because it was like a little curl. It looked like a facial hair.
Oh.
It didn't look like a hair, like a head hair. It looked like
Yeah.
a facial hair,
Gross.
which is even I think personally for
Aren't
me
they
is even
supposed to wear
worse.
hats?
Hats
Yeah.
and there's even like fucking hairnets for beards if you refuse to shave. But if you're working fast food, you're supposed to shave.
Uh-huh.
But like if you were like, no, I'm not shaving, like they had special nets for it so your hair
Yeah.
doesn't get in the food.
But
I never understood hairnets, if I'm honest. Because
there's
like,
so many holes.
there's so many holes.
Who keeps
You
hair
know?
in?
You know what I mean?
But they're so small. I guess,
worked,
yeah.
When I worked at
But just
McDonald's,
to,
we
like-
all wore hats. It was mandatory to wear your hair like had to be up in
Like a bun.
Yeah, it was a bun, and you had to have a hat. Like there was no going around it. The girls,
Did
since
you
obviously
not
you
have to wear a hairnet under the hat?
no. But again, like your hair had to be like slick back, and like you
Uh-huh.
had to wear that hat.
Yeah.
And so like you had like gel, and then like the hat like obviously it's around your head. So for the guys, it was like a full cap, like full like kind of like baseball cap type of deal. For the girls, it was like kind of like a visor kind of thing. Like it's just the band around.
Oh, yeah,
'Cause
yeah.
You can't put a fucking hat on top of a bun. So
Shit.
like, yeah.
Ew. But like a lot of them, like their hair was like kind of like loose. Like it wasn't even like a tight bun.
Yeah,
or nothing.
it was just,
like
like,
a claw,
straight, like-
a clip.
Like that was it.
Uh-huh. Ooh, nasty.
Yeah, no, I've seen some pretty gross. When I worked at the taco truck too, like I had people finding bugs, rocks, band-aids. I don't even know how the fuck the band-aids. Actually, so our meat was boiled, so it wasn't like completely cooked, but it was like
Oh yeah,
like almost cooked to the point where we just had to put it on the grill to let it finish, and then like serve it.
Mhm.
So I guess the band-aid had came out in the meat from the lady who was doing it. Like she had lost her band-aid, she didn't tell anybody about it. So then like the meat ended up at a customer's plate, and the customer was like, "What the fuck? Like I'm not eating this shit because I wouldn't fucking eat it either. If there was I found a fucking band-aid in my tacos, I would be like, take them back."
Fuck.
Yeah, and I remember one time there was ants in one of the waters that I was serving waters, and like there was ants, and I was like, oh shit, I was like, I'm not selling that. And my boss came, and I was like, I can't sell that water. He's like, why? And I was like, because there's ants in it. He's like, just take them out. And I was like, excuse me? He's like, yeah, just take them out. He's like, you still sell? I was like, I'm not selling that to people. And I should have told him. I was like, I don't care. I was like, I am not selling that to anybody. And he's like, why? He's like, there's just ants. I was like, exactly, ants. You just said it yourself, ants. I am not selling people water if I know there's been ants in there. Even if I take out said ants, like, they've already been in there. Like, it's fucking, they're there. Like, and imagine I fucking miss one. And, like, someone ends up with a fucking ant in their mouth. I'd be fucking disgusted. I'd be like, yeah, I'm not coming back here, man. I'd be like, so why not just fucking throw this product away you know, you might waste a little bit of money, but then that saves you from losing all the fucking customers who saw that there was fucking ants in the water, and I'm still fucking selling the water. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it was always, isn't it? I was like, and I remember they used to tell me, they'd be saying, like, this isn't the meat that I asked for, and I'd be like, what? You can talk to the taco man over there. I'm just a cashier. Don't ask me about shit. Because they'd be like, this no es cachete, and I'd be like, taco man back there, you want me to call it for you?
You?
I just serve them.
Nothing nasty.
I had a lady complain yesterday about our garlic being old. And I was like, bitch, I don't give a shit.
But I don't work in produce.
But like,
the one I
it
went
literally was like fucking garlic. Like, it had the things.
The one I went to, the
place?
No, it was yeah, it was
one of her stores?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one that's like across the street from like there's a gas station in the corner and then like it's like
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
No.
The one right here?
It's right here. Yeah, the one you're talking about.
that's is it one of like part of the franchise she works at?
It is the same, like, title.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we went there the other day and I was like, that's fucking disgusting. There was like a dead ass like rotten tomato, like I mean like fucking rotten, like had mold and like it was green and it was squished and I was like,
that's disgusting.
I was like, why the fuck is it up there? Like it wasn't even like on the ground or anything, like trying to hide it. Like it was just up there and I was like,
no, they should be checking that every day. But like, I'm telling you, the garlic wasn't even.
yeah, no, some people just find anything to complain about, but like that shit I was like,
sometimes like the onions are like that too.
But like most times the thing that happens is the fruits. The fruits will go bad really quickly. That's one of them. But I know the workers over there, and I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah, I saw it, I was like, there's no fucking way right now. I was like, that is fucking disgusting. And I was like, makes me
I've
want
seen
to
onions like that. I've seen onions. Onions always get bruised or like.
Yeah, the
colored
produce
this,
is
but a
also
lot of
one of
time-
the hard ones to
100%.
make sure that it's always fresh because it goes bad so fast.
That shit looked like it was there for weeks already. Like that shit looked fucking out of it, man. I was like,
it was already mutating and shit.
yeah, it was down here fucking had babies and shit.
Yeah.
There's just some places the produce is just like, what the fuck? Like where my dentist is, that grocery store right there.
Oh, I wouldn't trust that place.
We used to go there all the time too.
Benjamin, you're in your bed.
I've been to like places where I'm like, y'all sell groceries here? I don't think y'all should have the right to sell food
Right.
at all. Like,
Nasty fast food things.
Nothing? Like you never found anything in your food?
I remember a bad experience.
So, but I think it was like a hair or something.
I remember the bad experience of when we went to go get drinks at Dutch and you were like, you asked for light ice. And yeah. So she asked for light ice because she wasn't like, she didn't want a lot of ice.
It was cold that day to me.
Yeah. And so she was like, I just want light ice. So she asked the guy for light ice.
He was
and
like,
then,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's like, okay, yeah, for sure. And then he like comes out with the drink and it's like the whole cup is ice. And it's just like, Bessie was like, you want me to tell him something? And she's like, no. She's like, it's fine. She's like, it's okay. She's like, I was just gonna share. Like, I was like, it's okay. And I was like, no, fuck it's not, bitch. I grabbed her drink and I was like, excuse me? And he wasn't listening. I was like, excuse me? And he's like, oh yeah. And I was like, I asked for light. It was like, she asked for a light ice. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, was it just on this drink or the other drink too? And I was like, no, just this one, man.
They're pretty cool about it, but when it's stuff about me, I don't know, like if you do this too, but like when like they fuck up my shit, I'm just like, okay, I'll deal with it. But if they fuck up her shit, I'm like, bitch, rewind.
Right, when they fuck up my shit, I be like, whatever.
I hate when they don't give me
when they fuck up her shit, I be like, you know what? Listen, bitch.
Or they like, okay, yeah, and you pull up and you get your shit and you're leaving already, and they didn't ask you like if you wanted sauce, and you forgot about the sauce, so you just like autopilot.
I've never forgotten my sauce.
No, I remember
Jack in the Box does that to me all the time. When they like forget to like say, did you want any sauce?
No, what's even more awkward when you're gonna ask for something and they just like close the window immediately after handing you your food, and you're like,
oh yeah,
you're sitting there, you're like,
and you have to sit there and wait for them and be like,
can you nibble?
I just want
and
ranch.
the worst part is when they start walking away right after they close the window. They close the window, they start walking away. I'm like, and then they open it, like, do you need something? Obviously, fucking, why would I just be sitting here for fucking fun?
want to go home. And
Like, obviously, I need something, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, can I get some ketchup? You're like, oh, yeah, for sure.
Why are you in such a hurry?
Or I hate when you're like, can you give me like a couple, and I just give you like two, and I'm like, there you go. I'm like,
Oh, literal.
I fucking need more. Give me your whole stash, bro.
Sometimes we look crazy, dude.
No,
Look
I
how much
don't.
sauce we get.
One time, when I worked at the fast food place, I was working handing out.
Uh-huh.
So honestly, it's like we always put napkins into the fucking like orders that we're gonna hand out because like we know people need fucking napkins.
Uh-huh.
So I remember putting napkins in the lady's order. Like she didn't even look at the bag. She just grabbed the bag and like pasted it to the side. She's like, "Can I get napkins?" And I was like, "Oh, there's napkins in the bag." She's like, "Can I get some more?" And I was like, "Okay." So I gave her some more. She's like, "That's not enough. Can I get more?" I literally had her hungry, like standing like this of napkins. She's like, "Okay, thank you." And I was like, you want my fucking napkin dispenser? Like, what the fuck?
God damn. Was it for like 2 burgers?
Yeah, that's the worst part about it. It was like a small order. She's just like, "Can I have more napkins?" I was
You're
like,
just trying to fill up her shit at home.
I was like, girl, I was like, be so fucking for right now. If you just want the napkins, I'll give you the whole pack. Like, please.
Are you gonna pack a napkin?
I'm like, I don't get paid enough to give a fuck. No, I remember too, because like, they used to always be like, sell the sauces. Like, and I was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck. They'd be like, can I have a sauce? Go ahead. I'll throw 2 in for you, matter of fact.
Please, take them
like,
off.
why the fuck, like, why does a 10-piece, no, a 20-piece, I think you get 3 sauces. So it's like, you need 2, like, if they give you 2 for a 10-piece, why would they give you 3 for a 20?
Uh-huh.
So I was just like, that makes
I
no
know, I
sense.
was gonna start running
And
down
then 6 for fucking 40, like, girl, who the fuck? I'm like, you know, I should be like,
Who did the math?
and they'll be like, can I get more sauce? I'll be like, here you go. Or I hate when I ask for a certain sauce and they give me the exact opposite sauce. Like, one time I asked for sweet and sour, and I came home, and I was so excited. Like, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna eat my chicken nuggets. That shit was barbecue. I was like, I'm gonna like barbecue like that.
She's like, fine, I can.
Like, I would have been okay if it was, like, even ranch. Like, because that I can still eat. But, like, I'm like, barbecue. I'm like, me so fucking for real. Barbecue's, like, the furthest thing from sweet and sour. Come on now.
I think we're ridiculous because we get like 3 salads and we ask for like 9 things of ranch. That's 3 for salad.
I mean, fuck it. Some people like their salads moist.
I'll say. Dressed up, if you know what I'm
I
saying.
like my dressing with salad, personally.
Dressing with
Just
salad.
like I like my croutons with salad, personally.
Yo.
Wait. I remember one time I asked my mom for a bag of croutons because I just love croutons. Like, I just like snacking on them. And I asked my mom for a bag of croutons. Anyways, I asked my mom for a bag of croutons. She's like, okay, for sure. And then I was just like eating them, and she's like, wait, they're just for you to snack on? I was like, yeah. And then she was like, oh, I thought you were gonna like eat them with salad. She's like, I thought you were gonna eat them with salad or something. I was like, oh no. And then she brought salad home like a day later. I was like, oh, you bought salad for my croutons.
That's funny. I can't eat croutons straight just like that.
I can. Never
Well,
did.
I can eat.
There's certain ones. I can't. There's some that I'm like,
Kind
like
No.
the garlic toast ones. Those are my fave.
From what
Those
brand?
sound good.
Texas?
No, they're. Well, I think they have taste. They're. I don't even remember anymore. No, there's a certain brand. It's not Texas. It's like a white bag with like purple letters. I think. I don't remember. I have to see them. Oh, we trying to catch a fly. He said, "Come here, fly."
Oh, that's why he perked up there. He's like, I smell you. Alright.
In those eyes, there's nothing behind. There's no thoughts.
Yes, there is. He said demons.
Demons. It's crazy. The cat's he's perched up all the way on my cabinet. Yeah. Alright. I think we had some good conversation today. Are you guys ready to
Yes, I'm tired.
cut it off? What time is it?
Time for you to watch.
It is 4:32 in the morning.
We never
Hey,
come to
Siri.
Gym
sleep.
time.
Set an alarm for 1:20 p.m.
That's tough.
Your alarm is set for 1:20 p.m.
Well, yo. Alright, so this has been non-sober talks. We didn't do a lot of deep stuff today, but I think we hit some good points.
Croutons.
Croutons. Croutons is
Dressing with salad.
Dressing with salad.
Dressing with salad. Yep. Alright. Are we good?
We're good, man.
Alright, so this has been Not Sober Talks with Victoria.
And the E.
Alexis.
Yeah.
And Potato.